Hi, everybody. Welcome to this live stream. This is Ryan. This is the Elev8 project. We're going to be talking about two devices that I wanted to just chat about that I've been really excited to use. I've been using it during the summer, which is the Insta360 X5 and the Insta360 Go Ultra, which is some newer devices. And we're live, and I don't even have the devices in front of me. Let me just grab them. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, I am back. That was literally 2 seconds, I believe. So this is the Insta360 X5, and this is their newest 360-degree camera. So for videography, what's really nice that I wanted to get this for is for Matterport, things for real estate videography, which we do in our videography business. So that was one of the case scenarios for this. And honestly, I have been loving this, not necessarily for Matterport, but for what it was kind of meant to be used for. Action cam, something that you can use for running, cycling, snowboarding, all those type of things. It is waterproof. This thing has, what's nice about this versus some of the original Insta360 cameras is the lenses are removable and replaceable, where the other versions of the Insta360 X5 didn't really, if you scratch the lens, you pretty much have to send it in for repair, or you're kind of SOL in some cases. They do offer, even for the X5, some screen protectors. Now, I haven't used it myself, but my friend has the Insta360 X3. And one thing that he has found is when you use the screen protectors on, or the lens protector on the lens, the picture quality or the video quality is not as sharp versus not having that on there. So for me, the Insta360 X5, I don't have a lens protector on it. I have dropped this on a ride, which I'll explain in a little bit. And the footage I was getting for this specifically is I started cycling last year. Some exercise to get me some fresh air. Working from home can sometimes be not healthy if you're not able to walk around and get some exercise. So cycling, I was introduced to, I would say, a long, long time ago, but didn't actually start cycling till last year. Shout out to my friend Abdul. If you are into cycling and you like cycling, not necessarily as a competitive sport, but new to cycling, I do have a podcast with my friend Abdul. It's Last Wheel Cycling. You can also check that out. We have a YouTube channel, video version of the podcast. And we do have some footage there as well of some of our rides. The cool thing is about the Insta360 for cycling is when you get a bike mount of some sort, and I originally got the Insta360 bike mount, which this device and the accessories that I have with the Insta360 X5, I will have a future video out. I'm working on some videos for this, and I'll showcase some or one video that I have set up on my computer for you to show you in a moment. And that mount on a bumpy ride did end up snapping off, and this flew, it dropped. The mount itself is broken, obviously. The camera, let's take a look at that. Literally no scratches. I don't have any scratches on the display itself. And the lenses, And I've been taking video footage with this device since that unfortunate accident and has been super clean. What's nice about this as well, it's USB-C, and I believe the version before that, X4, and maybe the X3 also was USB-C, and it does have an external battery. So if you are on an adventure, you can bring extra batteries. They sell them separately, and it takes a micro SD card. So the one thing that is obvious with the X5, because it's shooting 360 degrees, 180 with the one lens, and then 180 with the other lens to give you a full 360 degree view, is that the file sizes are massive. This can film quote unquote in 8K, but usable footage when you're taking a piece out of that 360 degrees is usable footage is like 4K footage. For, let's say, social media and vertical content, 9:16, which I'll show you some footage in a moment. I don't typically film in the full 8K or 4K. I think it's like 5.6K. Again, I'll be doing a more detailed review on this X5 for the things that I've been using it for. And I've been really, really happy. I'm surprised because someone that kind of grew up, I shouldn't say grew up, when it comes to action cams, been using the GoPros. The GoPro that I have used in the past and still have today, I have a GoPro 7 Black, which is kind of my backup action cam and also behind the scenes camera when I'm doing some of my videography work. And before that, I had a GoPro 4 Silver, which was my first introduction into action cams, mainly because when I was on vacation, me and my wife wanted to go scuba diving and wanted to film that event. And one of our friends that was there was, you need to get a GoPro to be able to take it underwater in the ocean, something waterproof, getting a good quality video and pictures. And that's where it kind of started. And that was 2012, around 2012, 2013. So action cams were always something that I was interested in. I wasn't really into video work back then. I did one YouTube review on a different channel a long time ago on the GoPro 4 Silver and just showed some action shots that I did while I lived in more of a, I would say, remote area. So there was a lot of areas for hiking, beautiful trees, a lake right beside us. And we did a lot of boating, not necessarily for water skiing, but water tubing. And my buddy was a wakeboarder, and so we had a lot of fun using it for that. So when I started cycling, that's when I started getting back into, wow, I'm gonna get some video footage of the great time that I'm having on solo rides as well as group rides. And at first, I was using my iPhone. So if you watch my first live stream that I did yesterday, I was letting everybody know I got the iPhone 17 Pro Max. And I did have the 15 Pro Max prior to this one. And one of the big reasons why I upgraded was because of that front-facing camera. So as you are cycling and you want to take a shot of yourself, you typically want to use that front-facing camera just so you can see on screen what you're filming. And then going into the next camera product that I'll be reviewing in the future as well is Insta360 release the Insta360 Go Ultra. Now, this is a beautiful piece of tech. I know I was very tempted to get the Insta360 3GS or the Go 3, which is nice because it is a little bit thinner. I wouldn't say thinner in that aspect, because when you take this camera out, it separates from the body, and you can clip this. It's magnetic on the back, and it comes with a necklace where you can then stick this onto your shirt or underneath, and can be really, really view-wise better than a GoPro, and a little bit cleaner because you don't have to wear another accessory like a vest to connect that camera. And when you're in public, it's not that noticeable. I mean, when you're recording, there'll be a light that will be flashing in red. And the Go 3S, I believe what it's called, is, think about this, but not in a square, but more of a rectangle or oval. And my friend has that, who cycles with me as well. I think that one's kind of a better design in my opinion. However, I haven't been disappointed in the quality of footage I've been able to get from this little device. I'll be honest, I haven't used this outside of cycling. So when you do have this in the body, it does have a flip out screen, which is nice. So if you are, recording, or you are doing a vlog, if that's what you're into, you can see that screen and be in frame, and you can kind of really see what you look like and what you're filming from different angles. And this is also a 4K camera, which is nice. Again, if I'm filming in vertical with this device, I don't necessarily film in 4K. One, to save storage when I am out for a long ride. And typically you're going to get the best results for social media to match whatever the maximum resolution of that social media platform. So things like Instagram really is not, I think it's like 2.7K that it's absorbing, or 1080p actually. So not necessarily a full 4K. So when it comes to social media, I'll typically film, or at least edit and export in 1080, and seems to be just as good of quality than 4K with lower size, file size. Now, what I found, especially with newer devices, thinking to myself, what platform are people going to be watching these reels or vertical content, is typically on a phone. And regardless of the quality, as long as it's 1080 or higher, it seems pretty good on those devices. Now on the computer, you can pixel peep and you can definitely see the difference for sure. Things like this for the live stream even. So when I'm live streaming in 1080p, even with this beautiful A7 IV with a 24 millimeter lens. I'm filming in, it's streaming in 1080p. So on a computer, yes, can totally see the difference if you want to pixel peep. But when you're watching something like this on a mobile device like an iPhone or an Android device, it's not too bad. There's a lot of things that the processing power will, and the screen will kind of enhance whatever image is there. So those two things, for those two purposes, really hasn't been an issue. So let's dive into really quick and just to see the kind of footage that I got out of these devices. So here, as you can see, here is the Ultra. And this is the footage that I have here. I'm cycling with my boys here Shout out to Sean and Abdul. So I'm just going to make this big screen for now. And I'm going to turn down the volume just in case I do have added music. I don't want to be demonetized or whatever, or get in trouble, I guess, let's say that. So this is edited using a couple different pieces of software. One, Insta360 has great software on the app. As you can see, it's nice. The stabilization is great. It's got some great footage. This footage is also when it's not very bright. It's obviously a cloudy day. It ended up raining on this ride, which luckily was only a short period of time. And it was, again, easy to use. It was nice and small and compact. I typically use the Insta360 Go Ultra and just use the camera portion. The body will usually I'll keep in my cycling jersey. I haven't really tried using the camera outside of, I shouldn't say outside. I typically just use and film with the camera itself, and I keep the body close by. And I'm pretty sure you can use the camera without the body. So if I left the body at home, the couple reasons why I bring the body with me is this battery. Every time I'm done a ride, it is in low battery mode. So to my understanding, this will also charge the camera if there's in the body. I could be wrong. I'm completely wrong. I will, like I said, I'm going to deep dive on a review and get all the specs and get all the details on what the camera offers and not just what I use it for. This live stream is just talking about how I'm using it and what I've used it for so far. And the cool thing is you can control this camera right on board. It has a button on here where you can click to record and stop the recording. And so it's not a big issue when you're on a ride. You don't have to take out the body or use your phone or Apple Watch or anything like that to control it, which is nice. Now, going on here, let's just kind of go to the Ultra and just kind of see what came with it, because it did come with, I got the basic package when it comes to the Ultra. Obviously, I got the black version. So they got all these different bundles: standard, creator, running, cycling. In retrospect, I should have got the cycling bundle for my usage. And the cycling bundle would have included the quick release mount, because it's different mount, obviously, than the X5. And the flex strap mount, I don't know what that is, I'll be honest. But this one here, the action mount, would have been great as well. And I'm probably going to get these accessories later on separately. The one that I got was just the standard bundle. And in reality, I was a little bit impatient. I bought this on launch day, and where I bought it only had the standard bundle. I could have ordered the cycling bundle, I believe. However, I wouldn't have been able to get it for like 3 or 4 weeks down the road of the release. And I wanted to be able to try it out because the summer was going to be finished soon, and I wanted to have the opportunity to use it and get some footage while the sun was out. So this is what I got. Obviously, the Go Ultra with the camera and the body, the quick release safety cord, which is a nice feature so you don't lose your device if you get into a crash. This magnetic easy clip, it's something I haven't used. However, what it's meant for, if they got a picture of it, it is used as a clip so it can attach to things like a hat. So if you have a hat, you can clip it on there and you can get a point of view with the camera. And that's something I was thinking of going to be using as well in the car, just to get some footage in the car when I am going from video shoot to video shoot, or just maybe playing around with vlogs in the future. Haven't done that yet. Live streaming is kind of my focus, is something new. And of course, getting some videos. So I will be testing it, and I'll be using that magnetic clip to see the different points of view and how usable it is, because I'm sure there's the clip portion, and also looking at my bike as well, depending on how I can clip it to my bike, will give another perspective of the ride. So, and this is the magnetic necklace that I was talking about as well, that can go underneath your shirt, for me, under my cycling jersey, and I can put that camera mount on, which is a really great feature. And then of course, USB-C, which is nice. Everything with USB-C makes it so much easier with charging and having one brick, etc. So nice there as well. Now let's go to the the Insta360 X5. So this is the flagship, which is what I have. Again, I did not get the cycling package. I just got the regular standard package. Similar sort of thing. I kind of got this on a whim as it released, just so I can get some cycling footage. So before we go to the web to see what is available, here's some Insta360 footage that I filmed from our cycling group. So I joined a cycling club here in Victoria. It's called Triple Shot Cycling Club. Really great group. And if you're starting cycling, really gets you into group riding, gets you to build up your skills in riding, and also learn a lot of safety that you want to know when you're on the road. And some of those translate and help you if you're riding solo. So if you're in the Victoria area, Triple Shot Cycling Club. And again, just shout out to the podcast and community at Last Wheel Cycling. So here's some footage. Yeah, it's just on my handlebars. It's filming in 360, and I'm just editing which shots and perspective where it's catching. What's really nice, because it's filming 360. The camera looks invisible in the position that when it's in, especially when it's filming back at me, which is kind of really nice. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun using both devices, the Insta360 X5 and the Insta360 Go Ultra. So just for perspective, sensor size, again, 144% larger than the last one. I won't go into the details here. Again, I'll talk more about this in the detailed review that I'll have in the future. Yeah, if I go buy now. Oh, here we go. So this is the X5 that I have. I purchased the standard bundle, not the... Oh, I thought they had a cycling bundle. And yeah, literally it literally just came with the camera. And three things that I bought after I purchased the X5 is a micro SD card. I ended up buying a 512, just knowing that it's going to be larger file sizes. I also bought the selfie stick. I wanted to use this on vacation as well, especially my daughter and my son both do sports. My daughter does a lot of dance, Highland dancing, ballet, etc. And we've been blessed that these sports has enabled us to also travel a lot. And when I go around to a city that I've never been to before, it's nice to get some different views and different perspectives than just a camera or something from your iPhone. And the other thing that I purchased specifically for cycling is let me take a look here. And it is a bike mount. The bike mount is really convenient. Because the mount that they sell is and why can't I find it? Ooh. Bike mount. Here we go. Oh, here it is. So this is the bike computer mount. There's two versions to the bike computer mount. One is if you have integrated bars and one is independent handlebars. Now this is general. So the handlebars that I had in the beginning of the summer was independent. So most bikes will probably use this where you have a separate stem and handlebar. And the integrated handlebars, this will work if you have two screws underneath the integrated handlebars. So you have to double check which handlebars you have because some handlebars only have one screw. Me personally, I'm not too confident that that will work. And even for me with the independent handlebars, as you can see, is the camera is connected here at the end and you have a spot for your computer. So for me, I have the Garmin Edge 1050. And then here on the bottom, I can connect, if I have that attachment, I can connect the Ultra if I wanted to, or what's more important, especially as we get into the fall, is a bike light as it gets dark. So those are the accessories I purchased after buying the X5. And if you cycle, I think it is a great accessory. Just be very careful if you are going on rough terrain. So I don't typically gravel ride or mountain bike. And even if you are gravel riding or mountain bike, I wouldn't be too worried as long as you're not going in fast speeds. So I've been going this route a long time. And when I first got the mount, I was conscious to go slower in this one area. And this one day, I was watching my computer and I literally was about to hit a personal best in that segment. And I ended up going way too fast in this segment. And all of a sudden, because there was so much bounciness and bumpiness that the camera ended up snapping off. Luckily, again, it survived. The X5 has been a beast. It's been great. I do find that the battery life is very strong. I've been able to go on 2, 3, 4 hour rides without having an issue of this running low on battery. Again, I'm not recording the whole ride. It's just nice that I'm able to get into certain sections of my ride to hit record and it's recording. The Ultra, I haven't taken the Insta360 Go Ultra longer than a 2-hour ride. And every time I get home from a 2-hour ride, and that's recording maybe 3 to 5 different scenes ranging from 2 to 20 minutes. Typically, every time I get home, I just make it. So that tells me that if I go on a 3-4 hour ride, I just need to be really smart and conscious of when I'm recording and if I can save some recording for another ride. 2 really great pieces of technology. I do know that Amazon Prime days are coming up, so something to take a look at. Definitely getting it cheaper than what I got it for. I'll put some links below so you can check those 2 items out if it's something that you're interested in. I would say for content creation, the X5 is pretty versatile because you can actually set in the settings to record from one of the lenses. So you can definitely use it for vlogging, depending on what you're recording in different scenes and different areas. When you do the editing, which again, I'll talk about more in detail when I create a video, is the editing software is actually pretty good to edit very quickly and put on social media. For me, honestly, working on a desktop, if I'm going to get really detailed and I wanted a polished video outside of social media, I'll put this into another piece of software. But that being said, you're going to get a good view, and you can pick different spots of what you've recorded, which really makes it really exciting to use. Now, again, for me, there's two things. There's two types of videos that I use with this, or I shouldn't say videos, use case uses that I use it for is for Matterport, for 360-degree real estate walkthroughs, and for sports, so cycling and for vacation. Now, for content creation as well, I think this is really, really cool. The Ultra is something that I feel a little bit more comfortable with filming outside. It's very small. You can disconnect it from the body and record what you need to record. It does give you the ability to record in vertical as well as landscape. And I think for vlogging would be good. I'm going to also do some videos for my bike as well using this, and maybe even use that camera specifically to do top-down shots, just because you can just put the camera here and it's magnetic, put that on a mount of some sort to point down, and use the body to view what I'm filming, to making sure that I have a good perspective and see what that looks like. So yeah, there's a lot of different things that you can do for top-down shots when you're showcasing products, etc. In the past, if you take a look at my past videos, before I had only one camera to film, which was the Sony ZV-E10, I would actually use my iPhone to record the top-down shot and have the Sony ZV-E10 as my A camera. So this would be nice to use something like this and see the quality and see how that works. Now, and that is just kind of a quick kind of look at the two cameras that I used a lot during the summer, specifically for cycling. And hopefully that kind of helps you out a little bit. Again, I'll put some links into the description. No, if you do choose to use those links, there's no extra cost to you. A small piece of that comes to me. And I don't know how that really works, but it's basically a link and kind of like a referral program. Referring you to a site, I get a little bit of a kickback. Not much, but any little thing helps. So this is live stream number 2 for the Elev8 project. Hope you enjoyed the content. Hope to see you in the future. As I'm filming these, I know that there won't be that much of an audience yet. And again, I'm going to try to film a little bit more live and get better. So there is something actually, because we're live and we're here, I did end up getting this today. It is a Elgato Stream Deck. Now, I've only live streamed twice, and switching back and forth to different scenes, especially when I go to my webpage, when I go on to a web browser and I have to switch a scene, I do have to fiddle around just a little bit. I've always been intrigued with the Stream Deck, not necessarily for streaming, but of a productivity device where it literally is this Stream Deck, to my understanding, is basically a supercharged shortcut machine. So you can create simple shortcuts, you can create complicated shortcuts, and just with one button, get you where you need to go and what you want it to do. So what I'm hoping is not only be able to use this for live streaming and quickly jump between scenes, possibly camera views, just to experiment with more than one camera. Also for my Zoom calls, my Teams calls, and not necessarily FaceTime. I'm going to play around with it. And also in addition to that, some productivity, increased productivity, being able to use some of these shortcuts. So yeah, it's an ultimate shortcut machine. So watch out for that. I'll be talking about that more of an independent video, as well as I'll probably talk and chat and update you on the live stream. But for now, thank you so much for those that are watching on the live stream. Not so many people after the live stream. And please leave some comments. Let me know what you want to see, what you want to hear. Again, we're with the Elev8 project. We're really focused on content creation as well, little tips and tricks and tech using to working from home, and some camera gear that you can use for things outside of the office. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. And we'll catch you in the next one.